Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm on a roll today. This is the third video I've filmed today. I'm trying to get some stuff done so I can edit throughout the week, and I'm trying to do shorter videos. So if I end up talking too much, hopefully I can cut it out. But anyways, you guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi, my name is Erin. If you've never been here, I like to do all type of things on my channel. If you're interested in see a variety of topics, including movies, books, and makeup, definitely hit the subscribe button down below and the like button for this video as well if you like it, obviously, by the end. So today I'm going to be talking about books again. I don't know why. I'm just adding it on to my list of things I'm using on my YouTube channel here. It's a hobby, and YouTube is a hobby. Let's combine them. Something I love, and I'm going to share about it. So I'm going to be talking today about some books I've read so far this year. Not all of them, but some. And some books I am currently and or going to be reading for the rest of this month. So if you're interested in seeing some reviews about books, talking about books, then definitely keep on watching. All right, you guys, so first I'm going to start off with my little book bingo here that I mentioned in another video that should already be up before this one. And I've read so far this year 9 books. Some of them, I think most of them actually, were on the Kindle. I have a Kindle app on my phone, as well as I have a e-reader. I don't know where it is. That sounds really bad, but I have not read. Literally, like last year, I did not read a lot at all. And if I did, it was a hard copy. So, but I do have a Kindle app on my phone. So most of these books were Kindle apps, but I do have some books I've read here. And I'm just going to go through some of the books that I read this year. Not all of them. I don't have time for that, but I'm going to go through some of the ones that I found interesting and just talk about them. Not all of them are going to be the most highly rated by me, which I don't even know how I'm going to rate it. Maybe I'll do my rating like how I do for some movies, and just talk about what I thought about the books quickly. And then I'm also going to go into some books that I'm currently reading and are going to read for the month of March and going into probably April. So first book I want to talk about is this one called Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I hope I'm saying that right. And this book I actually bought last year, and I started last year and I just stopped reading it because, like I said, I was in a real slump. I did not read really in 2020. It had all to do with the issues that we went through this past year with, C-19 and everything. But I ended up finishing it this year in late January, and I'm super excited that I actually was able to finish this book, and I was able to get right back into it pretty easily, actually, even though I had took months off of reading it. I was in about the middle of the book, and it actually was pretty easy and simple to finish it up. So what drew me to this book was actually the cover, the title, and the little blurb here on the back, and it reads, "Thou shalt kill a world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered all those things and has even conquered death. Now Scythes are the only ones who can end a life, and they are commanded to do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. Citra and Rowan are chosen to apprentice to a Scythe, a role that neither wants. These teens must master the art of taking life, knowing that the consequences of failure could mean losing their own. They learn living in a perfect world comes only with a heavy price." So this one, I actually found the premise of it quite interesting. The concept, very, very, very interesting. I ended up giving this book, I think, 3 stars on Goodreads. I actually did end up writing a quick review on Goodreads. I'm starting to do that to keep track of the amount of books that I want to read. So I liked this book, but the thing is that I feel like because it took me so long to read it, it didn't really grab my attention as much as I wanted it to. I liked the concept. I liked the characters. It's just that, I don't know, it was something that just was not drawing me in completely with this book. So if I had to give it like a letter grade, maybe like in the middle, like a C plus, even, because I do like the concept a lot. And that's not a bad rating. So maybe a B minus, because I do really like the concept. I'll stick with a B minus. I really like the concept. It's just, it did not grab me that much. So maybe like a C plus, B minus, right in that area is what I would give this book. But if you like the concept, you probably will like this. The writing style is quite interesting. It wasn't like it was super hard to read or anything like that. And it came up to be about, what, 400 something pages? Yeah. 432 pages. The book was, we had two pretty strong characters, and there was a bit of romance in this book as well, which was not the central focus of the book, which I was actually happy about, because we don't necessarily need to have a romance into a book. But overall, I think it was a solid book. It's just not, it didn't grab me. So that's what I would say about that one. I also, this year, finished the Maze Runner series. I read all 3 books. I started one in, I think I finished all 3 of these in February. Yeah, pretty sure I finished all 3 of these in February. So the first book is the Maze Runner, the second one is the Scorched Trails, and the third one is the Death Cure. And all 3 of these have been made into a movie. I'm fairly sure, I know for sure this one has, and I'm pretty sure this one has as well. But I've never seen any of the movies, so I'm glad I read the book series first. I definitely like the Maze Runner the best, probably. I think it was a very strong, like, kind of start to the series, and also had a lot of good mystery behind why these kids were in the maze. So this book is basically about Thomas. He wakes up in a maze with a whole bunch of other boys, like about, I think there was about 50, and they don't know why they're in this maze, but they know that there's something nefarious going on, and that someone is watching them and controlling everything. So within this maze, there's these creatures they have to avoid, and they run through the maze every day, which is what the runners are, and trying to find an escape route. And it's kind of a hopeless situation with them, and as we go through the books, we start to figure out that honestly it is all fine. Maybe I shouldn't spoil it. Let me not spoil the books. Anyways, I like that there was kind of like a mystery throughout it, but we do get information as we go along in the books, which I really enjoyed. Obviously, you have to get more information as you go along in the books, but you don't get all of the information, actually. And I think there is some prequels as well. I haven't read the prequels, but I don't know if I will. I kind of like where we ended off in the 3rd book, so I might just leave it at these 3. But if I had to give the whole series a rating, I would probably say out of 4, with this one being rated the highest, and Scorched Trails probably will be rated the lowest. It was very interesting. I enjoyed it still, but I think these 2, the first and the 3rd one, were just a little bit more entertaining to me. So I've also read those 3. Those were good for me to read, and I can't wait to watch the movies as well. I think the first movie has the highest, like, critic rating. I've read a couple of romance novels on Kindle. I really love historical romance, you guys. It's kind of my thing. One I just finished recently was The Wagon Trail Baby. Very cliche, very, very, very cliche. It's kind of like also like a Christian romance as well. It's by Linda Ford. Pretty much kind of your typical historical romance, and it's based, they're on the what is it, the trail where the wagon trail, is that what it's called? I don't know. I used to really love learning about history and all that stuff. But anyways, it's about this woman who is pregnant by a man who claimed he was a single man but ended up being married, and she's trying to get away from this city she lives in. I think it was St. Louis, Missouri, which is actually, I'm from Missouri, you guys. And she's trying to get to New Mexico, I believe. And she's pregnant, she's with her sister, and her father won't come along on the trip with her, but the wagon master of the trail trip that she's trying to get on will not let her travel without a man. Okay, of course, we're back in the whatever hundreds. She can't travel without a man. And so, which obviously in that time it was a bit dangerous. So this man comes along and offers to marry her. So unrealistic. Offers to marry her. Also quite dangerous. Just gonna marry a random man, but offers to marry her to protect her along the way. And he has his own reasonings for this. He has guilt that he's dealing with, is why he proposes to marry her just for this trip. And then when they make it to New Mexico, they're going to divorce or annul the marriage or whatever. But it's just for her protection, basically. And also to give her baby a proper name. Anyways, so that's the premise of the book. And of course, along the way, as they're traveling on the trail, they fall in love. So that one was pretty interesting. I enjoyed it. Like I said, a lot of typical cliches and stuff, but I like their journey as they start to fall in love and kind of grow past their sort of insecurities in the book. They both have a lot of insecurities from their family and from their past, and they kind of grow as characters. So together.
So for this
Pretty
book, I would
interesting
give it
little
like a
book.
C plus.
All right, the last book I've read more books than what I'm saying here. Oh, two more. Okay, the Awesome Egyptians I've read. I think it's like a kid, maybe like a kid book, but it's about Egyptians. It's like a nonfiction book. So it's the one nonfiction book I've read so far. It's written by Terry Deary. Interesting little book about Egyptians. I have the book actually. Where is it at? All right, I just found it. Okay, let me wrap this video because I know I'm talking too long. Okay, this is the Awesome Egyptians. It's horrible histories. It's part of this little series, and it's just a lot of little interesting facts and blurbs and comics, and it's written in that kind of style, and it's all about ancient Egyptian. So ancient Egypt, ancient Egyptians. Yes. So interesting little cute quick book to read. It took me I actually started reading it last year, didn't finish or read it.
Well, for this book, I would give a C minus. Although I liked it a lot, it was okay. You know.
Very fast read, basically. Um, And then, yes, so, okay, my last book I want to mention that I've already finished is Winter World by A.G. Riddle. This one I read on the Kindle app, so I'll pop up a picture here of the book. And it's just an interesting book. It's a sci-fi, which I don't read a lot of sci-fi books, honestly. I don't own a lot of sci-fi books. I want to rectify that because it could be an interesting genre. I don't know. I haven't read that many. But this book was pretty interesting. I really enjoyed it, actually. It's probably one of my favorites so far this year. I think the concept is really cool. In the near future, we're going into an ice age, and they don't know why. And they end up finding that there's something in space that is causing this that is not necessarily natural. Yeah, it's not natural, and there could be some extraterrestrial happenings up in space, and a lot of majority of the book happens in space. I did go ahead and rank this one also on Goodreads. I know some people, when I was reading it's kind of got a high rating, but there were also a lot of people that did not like this book because the male lead is too smart, too good, too perfect, kind of. And I definitely will agree with that. And the female lead, who has been built up to be this really cool astronaut, cool, interesting. Like the male lead is a scientist and doctor or something. He's a scientist, something or another. And he's like super intelligent, super whatever, everything. He can build drones and whatnot. He's been tasked to go on this mission. He starts off in jail, and then he's been tasked to go on this mission to figure out why they're in this ice age. And then the female character is an astronaut who ends up being onto the mission as well. And all of a sudden, she's also knows how to, I don't know if she knew how to build drones already, but I don't know, whatever. But a lot of people were criticizing also that she's like built up to be like this cool, sort of like super intelligent, independent woman. But then the romance gets started, and she kind of falls into like the girlfriend role. But I enjoyed her character to the end, and I enjoyed the story to the end. I thought it was interesting. I thought the buildup was nice, and I thought the ending was pretty good, actually. So I'm interested to see where the rest of the series goes. I think this is a trilogy, so perhaps I'll finish it. I'm pretty sure I will. I already downloaded the second book, but I'm not going to read it just yet. I'm going to wait a little second. But I did like the first book. I enjoyed it.
So I would definitely give Winter World a A minus.
I'm going to show quickly some books that I've gotten from the library, bought and that I bought and got from the library that I want to read coming up into March and April. Hopefully I can finish all of these books and I will enjoy all of them. But starting off with this one, Every Heart Adore by Shannon McGuire. Hopefully I'm saying that name right. Possibly. This one I've heard about as I've been watching BookTube for the past 2 weeks. I've heard some people mention this series, and I thought the concept of that sounded really interesting, about children who have went to magical worlds returning back, and how they adjust back when they're back in our world. And I really love that because that's an interesting concept. Like, what happens when Alice comes back from Wonderland, or what happens when the kids from Narnia come back to the real world? How do they adjust, and what happens to their brain, and what eventually is going to change in them? So I love that little concept. Obviously, it's not necessarily talking about those characters, but I've already started it, and I'm not even halfway through, but it's a very short book, so I'm pretty sure I'll finish this very quickly, and I'm enjoying it so far. All right, you guys, continuing quickly right along, I also have this book from Stephen King, Apt People. It's one I've been wanting to read. It's about a boy that I think is going to get into learning from a very not so good man. I think that's what the basic premise of this book was. So basically, he's like a good grades type of student, good family, blah blah blah. But he meets a teacher that is a little bit more dark, deadly, and he's going to be learning from him, which obviously not good, right? So interesting. Again, Stephen King usually has really really good ideals. I know not everybody likes his writing style or his books and stuff, but I think he has some really good ideals, honestly, and pretty awesome characters. He can create some of the scariest characters, not even just the monster type ones, just the regular human ones. So I'm excited to read that one within the next month. I haven't started that one yet at all. So the next one I have here, yes, it's one of my books I used to read a lot in childhood. This whole series, the Captain Underpants series, was one I loved when I was a kid. The difference here is that this is in Spanish. So, quick little aside, I am a Spanish teacher, and I don't like read that often. I am around the language all the time, obviously, because I teach it. But I'm not a native speaker, and I don't read that much in Spanish, and I want to rectify that. The reading I do is not like books. That's what I want to say. If I read anything in Spanish, it's an article or something that has to do with teaching or something that's a resource for the kids, like a short blurb or story or something short and I teach little kids, so it's not anything complicated either. But I want to rectify that and start reading some more in Spanish. It's not like I have never read books in Spanish. Obviously, when I was in college, we had to do a lot of reading, especially since that was my major. But alone, what I'm saying is by myself, I have not read a whole lot of books. So I'm currently reading this one. I've already started it. It's going pretty quickly. Obviously, it is a kid's book, but even still, again, not a native speaker. It's a doozy here. So I am reading this one, and hopefully I will finish that one. The problem is, though, when I get into reading in Spanish, for me, sometimes I lose interest very quickly because, especially if the level is too advanced, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't keep my attention as much as if I'm reading in my native language, which I think can be an issue for a lot of people that have learned a second language. But it's really good to read in the second language. It helps you learn more vocabulary. It helps you with not pronunciation. Helps you learn more vocabulary. It helps you learn different ways to say things. It helps you just with fluidity in general. So, anyways, my next one, and these three I've got from the library. And this one I bought from Amazon. This one is The Humans by Matt Haig. Oh, this is Dave Pilkey. Matt Haig. Anyways, this one I also got off of the suggestion of BookTube, and it's about an alien that's coming to Earth, and his first impression on the human species. And it's it's a dark comedy sort of thing. So I'm excited for this one. I'm trying to get more into, like I said, hopefully this will have like some sci-fi elements in it because it's about an alien. So interesting little one I picked up from the library. Haven't started it yet. Not super long. Yeah, under 300 pages. So not going to take me super long to read this one. And I'm excited about that one to see if I will actually enjoy it. So, and then the last one I have here, it's a bit long, quite a bit longer. It is also a Stephen King book. It is The Institute. I actually bought this last year, but I have not yet read it. This one is over 500 pages. So, as you can see, quite a thick book. I did start this one, but I kind of took a break from it and I finished reading some other books. So I want to get back into this one. And we're starting off the story with following this man who used to be a cop, and now he's not a cop anymore. He's just kind of wandering around. He's taken up a job as what was it called? A night watcher, walker, something like that, where he's just monitoring the town, but he's not a real cop. You know what I'm saying? And so we're kind of following him, but I think there's going to be some more like fantasy elements to this, because there's also something about some children that are special or have some kind of special power. I haven't gotten to that part yet, so I'm still waiting for that, but hopefully I will enjoy this book. It's a large one, so hopefully it will keep my attention. And like I said, Stephen King is one of the authors I really love to read, so I'm pretty sure possibly I will like this book. We'll see. Hopefully I can get through it. So yeah, those are the books I'm going to be reading for this next month-ish, March and April. This one as well. And hopefully I will enjoy all of these, and we'll have to stop reading any of them or put them in the do not finish with just D and F. I just learned that term. I feel like I'm a booktuber already. But hopefully I won't have to put any of these in the DNF category for this upcoming month. And I can finish all of them and give you guys my review or rating on them when the time comes. So yeah, if you guys are doing any reading, or if you read any of these books, definitely let me know in the comment section. Are any of them going to be, do you think I'm going to really like? I really usually read a lot of horror books, romance, or fantasy. Those are like my 3 genres that I really, really love. I don't really read a whole lot of sci-fi, and I also love any type of historical romance or historical fiction. I really enjoy. So those are my like 4 main categories that I usually love, but I'm trying to venture out into some different stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully it was entertaining in some way, and probably the longest video I filmed today. And if you guys have any, again, like I said, comments, leave them down in the comment section. Hit the like button if you like this video, and subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. And I will check you guys out in the next video. Stay safe. Adios.